It's 2 in the morning. Everything is silent. And suddenly, everything shuts off. No lights, no Wi-Fi, no signal. Your entire house goes completely dark, and within seconds, your brain switches into alert mode. But here's the dangerous part. What you do in the next few minutes can be the difference between staying safe or becoming a statistic. Because most people don't die during blackouts because of the darkness. They die because of mistakes. Mistakes that seem small, mistakes that seem logical, mistakes that are actually deadly. And here's the most concerning part. Almost no one knows what they are. In this video, I'm going to show you the 7 most dangerous mistakes people make during a blackout, and why avoiding them could literally save your life. But there's one in particular, number 3, that's so common almost everyone does it, and it's one of the most deadly. When we think about a blackout, we imagine something inconvenient: candles, dead phones, a fridge that stops working. But that's not the real danger. The real danger is what comes next. Because when the power goes out, it's not just electricity that disappears. Order disappears. Routine disappears. And something far more dangerous takes its place: uncertainty. And when the human brain doesn't understand what's happening, it does the worst thing it can do. It improvises. And that's where the mistakes begin. Mistakes that repeat in every crisis. Mistakes documented in real blackouts. Mistakes that, in many cases, end in tragedy. The first one is running outside without understanding what's happening. Most people's first instinct is simple. Go outside, head down to the street, see what's going on, look for information. And it sounds logical, but it's a critical mistake. Because during a blackout, especially a large one, the outside world turns chaotic within minutes. Traffic becomes uncontrolled, traffic lights stop working, people get confused, and everyone starts making impulsive decisions. And most importantly, you have no information. You don't know if it's a technical failure, a cyber attack, an accident, or something worse. Going outside without context makes you part of the chaos, and chaos is where most accidents happen. People get hit by cars, looting starts, conflicts escalate for no reason. The rule is simple. If there's no immediate danger inside your home, stay inside. But even inside your house, you can still make serious mistakes. The second mistake is using candles without control. When everything goes dark, most people go back to basics: candles. But here's the problem. During real blackouts, one of the leading causes of death isn't darkness, it's fire. Candles placed too close to curtains, sofas, or paper, and in seconds, your house can catch fire. Now imagine this: no lights, no elevators, no fast communication, no firefighters arriving in time. A small fire becomes a deadly trap. The smarter alternative is simple: flashlights, LED lights, headlamps, anything that doesn't involve fire. It may seem like a small detail, but this mistake kills more people than you think. And now comes an even more dangerous one.
The third mistake is using generators or gas indoors. This one is silent, invisible, and one of the most deadly. During prolonged blackouts, many people try to improvise power with generators, grills, or gas stoves inside the house. And that creates something you can't see, can't smell, and can't detect in time: carbon monoxide. It's a lethal gas. It builds up, it puts you to sleep, and it kills you. No pain, no warning. In many real blackouts, entire families have died this way, thinking they were being smart. The golden rule is clear: never, ever use combustion indoors without proper ventilation. Never. Now pay attention, because the next mistake is one almost everyone makes, and it doesn't seem dangerous until it's too late. The fourth mistake is draining your phone battery. When the power goes out, the first thing you do is grab your phone, news, WhatsApp, social media, calls. But your battery is your most valuable resource. It's your connection to the outside world, your access to information, your emergency tool. And most people waste it in the first few minutes. Endless scrolling, unnecessary calls, constant screen use, and when you actually need your phone, it's dead. The right move is simple. Turn on Battery Saver immediately. Lower brightness, close apps, and use it only when necessary. Because when a blackout lasts longer, your battery becomes survival.
The fifth mistake is constantly opening the fridge. It may seem insignificant, but it's not. Every time you open it, you lose cold air, and that speeds up food spoilage. Within hours, food starts going bad, and if the blackout lasts longer, you run out of resources. The rule is simple. Open it as little as possible, plan what you're going to take, and keep the internal temperature stable. It seems small, but in longer scenarios, it makes a huge difference. The sixth mistake is not preparing water. This is one of the most underestimated, because people assume water will always be available, but in large blackouts, the system can fail. Electric pumps, pressure, distribution, everything depends on power, and when it fails, water stops flowing. What should you do? Fill bottles, fill containers, even fill the bathtub if the blackout is serious. Because without water, everything becomes harder. Hygiene, consumption, basic survival. And most people don't do it until it's too late. The seventh mistake is panicking and losing control. This is the most dangerous of all because it's not physical, it's mental. Panic. When people panic, they stop thinking. They make mistakes. They act impulsively. They follow the crowd. And in crisis situations, the crowd is usually wrong. Panic turns manageable situations into disasters. What you need is the opposite: calm, evaluation, decision. Breathe, think, act logically. Because the difference between someone who survives and someone who doesn't is often not the situation, it's the reaction. Blackouts are not just about losing power. They are tests of human behavior, moments where invisible things become critical: information, calm, preparation. And most importantly, you don't need to be an expert to survive. You just need to avoid mistakes. Because most tragedies in a crisis don't come from what happens, but from how we react. Next time the power goes out, remember this. It's not about having more resources. It's about making fewer mistakes. And now, let me ask you something. If there's a blackout tonight, would you be prepared, or would you do what everyone else does? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to go one step further, watch the video I'm leaving right here because I explain exactly what to do in the first minutes of a real crisis. I'll see you there.